𝗏𝗏𝗏, good evening everyone. Croeso I San Steffan. Welcome to Westminster. 𝗟𝗏𝗩 Senathol Ynys Môn. I'm the Member of Parliament for Ynys Môn, which I'm sure you'll all agree is the best constituency in the UK. And now I just wanted to share a fantastic mug. I actually went along to the Macmillan Coffee morning at Catch 22 actually, and I met up with Alison Drinkwater, who's got a fantastic business. I'm selling lots and lots of interesting things. So Alison, thank you so much for my fantastic Ynys Môn. Ynys Môn is my happy place mug, so thank you very much for that. Now, a couple of things. First, I'd like to say we are in the middle of voting. It's the Lord's amendments on the Levelling Up Bill. I think we've got another 10 votes to go. We have to vote every 8 minutes. I'm very, very near the chamber, so I can hot foot it there and back. But that does mean please be nice to Joe Cawley from Grayling, who I will now hand over to. So the format of the evening is going to be Joe's going to go introduce himself. He's going to go through a presentation, and then we'll have Q&A at the end. Please do either email in your questions in English or Welsh, or post your question in English or Welsh, and we will do our very, very best to answer you. So that leaves me to say diolch yn fawr and hand you over to Joe. Thank you.
Thanks, Virginia. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Joe Cawley. I work for a company called Grayling, and we do all of the community and stakeholder engagement for the Freeport. So everything over the last over a year working on the bid, hope getting that to be successful, now working on making sure we deliver what was in that bid. On that note, as Virginia mentioned, I do have a short presentation just to sort of update you on where we are with everything, what we're doing, and hopefully the next steps. So hopefully, Virginia, you can see that?
Yeah, all clear, very clear, Joe.
Great. So I get to jump in actually just with a big thank you to everyone across Anglesey. The whole reason we got Freeport in March is with your support, with the amount of residents who signed up to support the bid, the amount of people, over 500, who wrote to both 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in Panad and to Michael Gove in Westminster, saying we really want Freeport here, and that has unbelievable power, as well as I know Virginia is going to correct me, but spoke 26 times, I think, in the chamber.
That's correct. That's correct. And I'm sorry about that, Belle. At least you guys know that this is live, like Facebook Live. I'll give it a couple minutes and I'll just hot foot it to the chamber. Sorry, Joe.
No worries. And all of that local support, and obviously working Stena and the council in partnership promoting this, was fantastic. And also the business support. So see there, we had over 40 businesses, some of which hopefully you recognise here. We had local businesses on the island, we had national businesses across Wales, across England, the UK, and international businesses coming and supporting us, which again just makes a huge difference to the power we had to lobby government to make sure we got a Freeport here. So there are a couple of key questions. We've done a few of these sessions on Anglesey, and so I've got quite a good idea of what the questions usually are. Obviously, hopefully get some more this evening. But the key one is, what is a Freeport? So the best way to describe this is if you're manufacturing something, so I use small modular reactors, so that's particularly relevant to Anglesey. So if you come into the Freeport area, which I'll describe shortly, effectively you are within the UK border, but you are outside of the duties border. So that means if you're building a small modular reactor, you want to import various products as well as use products from the UK. You want to build them in the Freeport, it has to be in that area, and that's quite crucial as to how we create jobs. When you import it, you don't pay duties on those imports, so you can then assemble in the Freeport area and export without that item or any of the products that are part of it having ever entered UK duties border. So that's a real incentive for companies to come and set up in the Freeport, because it provides advantages that you wouldn't have in the rest of the UK. And that is how we really want to attract big manufacturing as well as other firms to come to the island, set up, use local talent to build and then export across the world. So that is the real crux and real driver behind a Freeport. Now, what is the Freeport? Because a lot of people think that's just around Holyhead or a very small area. The whole of Anglesey is within the Freeport zone. So while there are particular sites, and I'll go through this designation, everywhere from the Morales Array to 𝗏𝗏spark and everything in between and everything on the island is in the Freeport area, which gives the ability for anywhere to set up as a tax site. So I just want to quickly explain different colours here. So you've got 𝗏𝗏spark and Roscoff in orange, and then in darker orange, sorry, trying to make those colours more different next time, Holyhead and the Anglesey Prosperity Zone, which is Park Cubby and the old aluminium site, now called Prosperity Park. The reason for different colours is all four of these are tax sites, and as I say, anywhere can set up a tax site within the island. These are the identified ones. That means that all the benefits that come from Freeport from a tax perspective, as opposed to what I was just talking about, import and export, they apply in these zones at the moment and any further ones coming forward. So tax site means you get the benefits of, for example, if you invest in a new building to expand your manufacture or set up, that comes 100% tax-free from the government. So you're not paying tax on that. So it's meant to be a huge encouragement to invest on the island because you are spending less to deliver more. It comes with other things as well as national insurance, holidays up to £42,000 to encourage people to hire and reducing the cost of hiring, allowing for higher wages because there's less cost on each employee. Those are the four sites with this at the moment. On Holyhead Port and the Anglesey Prosperity Zone, these will be the tax and customs sites. So they'll have all of those tax benefits, but all of the benefits I was talking about previously about import and export. So that's different. But again, the big takeaway, and I think the thing that most surprises people on this is that the whole of the island is part of the Freeport. Now, the key driving force when we were going to Freeport is really what did we want to achieve? What is the core guiding principles for us? The key part of this, we know that there's been some leaving the island for jobs. We really want, by bringing jobs here and bringing that manufacture, that new opportunity, is to protect the Welsh language and local heritage of the island, to really make it a place people want to stay and can develop their whole careers through, with high skilled jobs for every different sector. It's not just school leavers, talking about jobs that are for people who might be retraining or people even who want to get back into the workforce after taking a break. So it really is, we're looking at every level of employment, not just school leavers, though there is, of course, looking at that. A lot of the things you might hear about Freeport, if people are trying to sort of say things about the Freeport, is about the standards. What we can absolutely say here is that we're within the highest OEDC rules and on safe zones, and we have applied with all of the Welsh and UK government requirements around employment standards, practices, and making sure these duty borders are secure, safe. And that means that we'll have jobs across the spectrum, but particularly high-skilled jobs with high employment practices and high benefits as well. And that, we hope, will unleash innovation on the island to manufacture, we hope, the industries and the materials for the future. And I want to give you a sense of where Anglesey sits within the wider Freeport movement within the UK. So there are 8 Freeports in England, 2 in Scotland and 2 in Wales, Anglesey and Celtic Freeport in South Wales. The key and the unique part of Anglesey is, for the Freeport compared to the others, is the link it provides into Dublin and the island of Ireland. So at the moment, since Brexit, we've had trade going around the bottom of Cornwall and going up to Ireland. What we really want to do for the Freeport is re-establish and reinforce the UK land bridge. So you can come in from the continent or further afield across the United Kingdom up to Anglesey and into Ireland and create that trade link. This is something that is unique to Anglesey, and the importance of having a Freeport on Anglesey is you can see how close Liverpool is to us. We don't want that to become the trade route. Anglesey is the best point, the closest point to the island of Ireland, and that's a huge part of what we want to do. So we're part of this wider movement, but with a really unique position for the Freeport within the island. Now, obviously, the key for us is bringing local jobs. You will have seen these stats, 13,000 jobs and 1 billion of GVA. This is over the next 15 years, and people often ask, when are these jobs coming and how are you getting to these numbers? So it's really exciting to see things happen already. So Westinghouse, a company that supported us through the bid. I know Virginia's met with many times. I don't know how many, but it's quite a lot. And they've already set up 50 new jobs in 𝗏spark as a result of the Freeport being here. And I understand there are quite a few jobs to come, but Virginia would know more on that one particularly. But you will have seen in the news that we have put in a demolition notice for the Anglesey aluminium site, now Prosperity Park. That is going to be obviously a big job, and a key part of it is that we want to hire locally first. And that is something we've got everyone to agree to within the Freeport. That's absolutely something we want to do. So do look out for that. Do get in touch if this is something your business does or you do. Do get in touch with Virginia or directly to the Freeport. We are looking to hire locally to do that job. That is demolition notices in. We're hoping up to the council that will be approved this side of Christmas, and we can get on with that work. And that is really the first big change that you will see on the site as we remove the old plant that went derelict in 2013, or rather went out of business, has slowly becoming more derelict, and clearing the way for a whole new generation of businesses and industries to set up. So there'll be more on that coming from the Freeport, I hope, in the near future, but do look out for that. That'll be a really big moment, and do get in touch if if that's a job you'd be interested in working on. So I've gone through quite a lot in a short space of time there. I talked a lot about unique location, and I just wanted to focus a little bit on the local talent education, because that is a huge part. We really need, as we bring businesses here, to have the ability to make the most of it for everyone on the island. So we're working with partners at Bangor University and the Institute Exports that set up a local college focused on getting the most out of trade, giving those skills to businesses so that they can make the most of the Freeport. We'll be doing a lot more work with local education providers to make sure that we are looking at courses that can be taken advantage of when these businesses come, and retraining opportunities as well. So it's a huge part to keep that local heritage and culture I talked about earlier. We've got to make sure that the jobs and the skills are on the island. And a big part, and I haven't talked too much about this yet, but a key part of what we want to do is promote clean energy within the Freeport. So whether that be the new tidal that is, we talked about Morales Array briefly, but we want to look at new tidal. I know Virginia's looking at new nuclear and a great deal, whether that combines with wind, solar, all of these things being part of the energy island that has been developing within Anglesey. So none of this in isolation. We're looking at everything that works together. And what we want to create is an ecosystem that supports itself, that benefits itself, and creates jobs, skills, and opportunities locally. So we're right at the start of the process, and I do want to sort of give an idea of timescales. We have seen the first jobs arriving. We're going to see the work being done, and I've talked about demolition. This is a long process, but the work is starting now. So hopefully, the more of these we do, more jobs we'll be able to talk about, and the next steps we'll be able to go into. That's all from me. Virginia, back to you.
That's excellent, excellent, Joe. Really good presentation, and we've got quite a few questions that are coming through. I'd like to say a few hellos as well. We've got Monice, Mike Monroe. Mike, lovely to have you with us. And we've got the Stag, the team from the Stag, go in there. We've got Geraldine, Jed, Neil, and Louis. And we've got Make It Your Business, Ynys Môn, and we've also got the Golden Bear and many others. So we've got some great questions coming in. Edward Peter Henry Bingham says, when do we expect to see things changing on the ground, especially around Holyhead? I guess nothing will happen in 2023. Is 2024 realistic, or are we looking beyond? Well, I'll start and I'll let Joe answer that. So essentially, I'm bringing companies around the island, and many of you will see me, and many of you actually come up to me, which is fantastic. So the likes of Hitachi, I am bringing nuclear around on Friday. I've got EDF coming. I've got 𝗏𝗏𝗏, the Koreans, coming for the second time in November. So I'm regularly taking companies around the island, and also obviously singing the praises of Ynys Môn and the people we have on Ynys Môn to businesses that I meet here in Westminster. So really it's about ensuring that we are on the global stage and making sure that people know that we are open for business. But Joe, you're working on that, and this £1 billion of GVA and the 13,000 jobs. I mean, clearly there's a plan in place, and in terms of the businesses that we're trying to attract, are very, very focused on innovation, on focus on really the businesses we've got already. Anglesey is known as Energy Island. We've got wind, wave, solar, tidal, hydrogen, and hopefully new nuclear. But we've already got fantastic businesses here, but we're hoping to attract more.
Absolutely. And the question was, are we going to see anything this side of Christmas? I very much hope we are, with the old aluminium site, Prosperity Park. But exactly as you said, Virginia, the key is that's just the start of work. But at the moment, we are looking across the sites as to what businesses we can get in to really start that ecosystem. I know when we've done some of these in person, Virginia, we've had brilliant companies come up, talk to us, speak to our team about they want to be involved, how can they make the most of it. So you will, to answer the question, I very much hope you will see stuff, considerable things this side of Christmas. There are already jobs coming, as mentioned at Westinghouse, they already come and more to come. But I would encourage anyone who is wondering about Freeport, what they can get out of it for their business, themselves, whatever it may be, please get in touch with Freeport. We are working through these plans at the moment, and happy to speak to anyone on the island who wants to get the best for their business. Absolutely open to speak to you, so please get in touch.
Anna, thank you, Joe. And a few more hellos. Karen White, Colin, we've got Frederica John, Alison Drinkwater, hello from Sadsec Designs, brilliant. Jenna, and we've got questions coming in from Arvon Rowlands, hi Arvon, Sarah Winifred, Cheryl Chambers, George Brown, Gillian Metcalf, hi Gillian, Guido, David Kitchen, all these names I recognise. It's like being a family wedding. Kenneth Chalice Jones, hi Kenneth, Owen Jones, Kenneth, it's great you joined us. So some of the questions coming through, really, we got one from the Gwendon Holiday Homes. Why would Anglesey be more attractive for trade to Ireland rather than Liverpool, especially given the road infrastructure and the restrictions of 20-mile-an-hour zones? And I would add to that, actually, Jed, the resilience we've got given the situation with the Menai suspension bridge. So how can we make Anglesey attractive? We've got some serious competition there. Liverpool has got 24-hour deep water access. We've also got a Freeport there. How can this is a competitive market. How can we make sure that we are attractive to this global capital?
Absolutely. So just on the
Joe, I need to go and vote again. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, Bethan will be able to message you with the questions that are coming in. But I just need to dash. I do apologise.
I'm here. I'll keep you updated.
That's great. Thanks, Bethan. So to answer the question, firstly on Liverpool and then on the infrastructure. So with Liverpool and Anglesey, obviously we're physically closer. What people I think often don't appreciate is how busy Anglesey Port, Holyhead Port is, even before Anglesey Freeport. So it's the second largest roll-on port in the UK. We already have fantastic links into the island of Ireland. And why would it be sort of comparatively to Liverpool? What we're working on, spending a lot of time on, is creating that land bridge I mentioned earlier, and creating a digital trade corridor. That will mean that we reduce the paperwork and any barriers. That mean that if you come into the UK and the South Coast, for example, you can come across the United Kingdom, across England, across Wales, into Anglesey on this digital trade corridor, and it will be as if you had not entered the borders of the United Kingdom, and you can go straight to Ireland. So we understand absolutely it's a competitive market, and what we need to do is really remove barriers to allowing people to come across. And it's a competitive market. We've got to make the best system. We've got to be able to reduce barriers to the point where we are the first choice for those reasons. Not only that, we've got this very busy port, but that we've got the easiest way to get to Ireland. So, we're looking to try and win that competition. In terms of the infrastructure, I know Virginia is here. She has particularly strong views on this, so I'll let her come back on it. What we're looking to do, we do have a railhead that comes effectively next to the port. We're looking to maximise the opportunity for rail, obviously being a greener entry point to the port, and we're really looking to work on that. In terms of the bridge and the infrastructure on the roads, I will let Virginia come back on that one because I know she'll want to.
Thank you. And I think Anthony Ward's put a note in the comments saying Holyhead's the second busiest port in the UK. The freight business between Dublin and the UK is big business, and the shortest route from Holyhead. Also the A55 European link. So I think that just backs up what you're saying. Next question is from David Owen, which is how can the benefits being offered to new businesses translate to benefits to existing businesses? And is there any aid to help realise these? Absolutely.
So, new businesses are a key part, but existing businesses are absolutely fundamental. And I would encourage, as I did any business that wants to have a conversation, we will do an in-depth look at the business and how we think that can fit. As I say, we're still making our plans at the moment. We're still very early in that, but it isn't one or the other. So new businesses come in, they require supply chain. So at the very early point, going to require a huge amount of construction across the sites, and particularly on Prosperity Park. That will be, again, a local hire first policy. Once we've got these companies in, whatever they may be, they are going to need local services. They're going to need local businesses. They're going to need to eat in local cafes and restaurants. All of this will mean that the economy grows supporting local businesses. So we'll either do it directly, and we'll more than happily have that conversation, or there will be the benefits of people, higher skilled jobs, higher wages, being able to use local services as well as businesses themselves. So hopefully we can have new, existing, and also the supply chain that benefits existing businesses on the island.
Thanks, Joe. And one of the other questions that's come in from Make It Your Business Anglesey is, how exactly do people get hold of you, contact you to find out this information?
Yeah, so it's info@angleseyfreeport.com. I will, and if we are able to, Bethan, put it on the notes of the Facebook Live. So it's there, it's on our website. It's just angleseyfreeport.com. It's all there. Do get in touch, and if we can, put it on the notes, Bethan. So please do email in.
Yeah, will do.
Hi, Bethan. Thank you so much. I'm getting my steps in today. Have you answered Anthony Ward's question about the Holyhead being the second busiest port?
No, that was a comment about it being the second biggest port. We've picked that one up. The next one is Kenneth Chalice Jones about Liverpool.
Oh yes.
So surely it will be better than Liverpool, as ships are always piled up in the bay at 𝗲𝗆bhreagh, and this would not happen if Holyhead was available. Which is a very good point.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. There's not much to add to that.
So one of the other questions that we've had through to the office is bringing down the tower in Holyhead. Have you had any objections to that? What sort of, how's that all proceeding? And how will it be taken down?
Yeah, of course. So it's on the council website is our demolition notice, and all the sort of, as you would expect, all the surveys that have had to be done, looking at the conditions of the existing site, including the chimney, which is in a very, very poor state of repair at the moment. So that's all in there. If you are particularly interested, there is a lot of detail in that notice. But how we're taking it down is something we need the permission from the council first. So we've submitted this application. The council needs to grant us permission. As that's going on, we're putting together a detailed plan, and I hope there will be quite a lot to say on this, including detail of how it will come down, as well as how we will celebrate that to follow. But all being worked up at the moment. So hopefully I'll be able to come back and give a lot more detail on that. But the detail of what we have submitted is there on the council's website at the moment.
Fantastic. And I think one of the things that was left hanging in the air from your previous comments, to go back to Virginia, was about the resilience and the third crossing and all that side of things.
Yeah, that's correct. We absolutely do need to have that that resilience and that infrastructure, and that's one of the questions that companies looking to invest. The first thing they ask is about the skill set, and they want to employ local people. The second is the infrastructure. So it's absolutely vital. I think particularly having this £1 billion investment in the electrification of the North Wales main line, it will be critical for us to actually bringing in that investment. We've got Bradley Latty Williams watching. Hi, Bradley. The stag in. No, I didn't go to the bar, Anthony Ward. I went into the chamber to vote on the Lord's amendments to the levelling up legislation. But thank you anyway. I do like the stag in. So I think that's probably all of the questions. It leaves me to say thank you so much, Joe. You're absolutely brilliant, and Bethan. We've got my third face-to-face Freeport seminar. It's going to be Friday the 24th of November, 10 till 12 at 𝗏𝗏spark. It will be available in English and in Welsh. Couple of other dates for Jerry. Next Tuesday, my Panad with Virginia, my Facebook Live, I will have Christian from Cufton Coffee. He is coming here at a Taste of Wales event, and hopefully I've got another guest who will be at number 10. So hopefully I'll have a couple of people from Ynys Môn sitting here on the sofa. And also other dates, we've got Wednesday the 22nd of November is my Anglesey Day in Westminster. This is really, really exciting. It's me 2 till 4 in the afternoon in the Jubilee Room. The Islands had £2.7 million from the UK government's Community Renewal Fund, and part of that money has been used by Greener Edge and Group 𝗙𝗏𝗄𝗏 to support companies across Ynys Môn to develop their net zero strategy. So some of the companies will be coming along, like Metex will be coming. We've got Mona Lifting, loads and loads of different companies will be coming and having a stand. And I've got lots of ministers, and the Secretary of State for Wales actually will be speaking, and lots of MPs. The team from unrhyw will be helping with the goodie bags and with the checking people in and out. So it's going to be a really, really brilliant event. Lots of schools and individuals across Ynys Môn will be joining us. So if you'd like details, if you'd like an invitation from me, then do get in touch. So that's Wednesday the 22nd of November, 2 till 4 in the afternoon in the Jubilee Room. Absolutely everybody is welcome. And then I have regular face-to-face surgeries. My last one was in 𝗏𝗏𝗏. My next one is going to be in 𝗏𝗏𝗏 on Friday the 10th of November in the afternoon. So if you'd like details about that, if there's an issue that you would like to discuss with me, if you would like to celebrate a local business, or if you've got a hidden hero, or if you just want to come along and say hi, then do get in touch. That's Friday the 10th of November in the afternoon in 𝗏𝗏𝗏. So that leaves us to say noswaith, have a good evening, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to Joe. You've been absolutely brilliant, and I thank you very much. You've worked very, very hard on this, and we are very appreciative you're answering all of these questions. If anyone has got any more questions, please email them in English or Welsh, and we'll be absolutely delighted to get back to you. I need to go and vote. I certainly am getting my steps in tonight, and look forward to catching up with you, many of you, next Tuesday, 6:30 for my Panad with Virginia. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.